right, and we'll send the message. There you go. Okay, so yeah, well, I mean, right now there is no viewers actually, but I will still say hello and what am I trying to say? Hello and welcome everybody for this special edition of podcast. Uh, over a month of making because there's a lot of reasons that there wasn't another podcast. But today is a good day to make one and special edition, as I already mentioned, about Roulette Rivals. And why is it a great day today? Because it will be final in just 2 hours. So before that, me and my guests will talk about Roulette Rivals and a lot of stuff, I hope. And my guest, none other than not just player, not just admin, not just caster, but one of the best in all of this. And not only for Fraud 7 Speedrunner community, but also for Providence server and for Roulette League, which we will also discuss, I hope. And one of the greats, if not the greatest, of them all, in for fun. So hello and welcome.
Thank you, Gleb, for the kind words, and hello, everyone.
Hydrate? Yeah, I will hydrate myself before this because this is going to be long. And yeah, before we start to discuss Roulette Rivals and this edition of it, I want to ask this question. So, your first Roulette Rivals was RR2. So, I want to ask you, how did you get in this whole stuff and like how you noticed it? Why you decided to join in, if you still remember.
This is what I think Afro would call dinosaur talk, but I'll try to remember how it happened. So I played Hitman 2016 first, and then I was like more involved when Hitman 2 came out, and watching in the official servers like what official Discord, like what people are interested in and what people are doing. And I saw that someone hosted a very small Ghost Mode tournament. Ghost Mode is, of course, that multiplayer thing that is, I think, only Hitman 2. You can mod it in Hitman 3, but it was mostly a thing for back then. And there was like a community event in 2019, which I tried out, and that hooked me on Ghost Mode. So I was looking for other players hosting other tournaments, and eventually it was this Fraud 7 speedrun community, which I mean, they hosted, of course, these contract competitions, but that's not what I was interested in. But when I heard that they do a Ghost Mode tournament, I checked that one out. So that's when I joined the server, and then I didn't play the first one. I don't think I was really around or interested. Of course, what is roulette even? I wasn't sold on it immediately, but someone suggested that I should try for RR2, and I registered, and that's how it started.
Yeah. So you almost competed in all of them, but yeah, as you said, you missed the first one, but that's still a huge accomplishment. Yeah, huge accomplishment to play in each and every RR. I want to say you did not miss a single one, so that's crazy. And
I did miss a lot of them, but we don't talk about those.
oh, okay. And yeah, speaking about Roulette Rivals itself, well, today it will be the final of 17 edition of it. So already 16 tournaments done, and I want to say four are RWC, right? It was four.
I think 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
So what is it? Is it four? Is it five?
It's 5.
Oh, okay, it's five. So yeah,
so
and yeah,
so 5 World Championships, 16 regular ones. That's 21, and this is the 22nd one.
yeah, this is crazy. And also there is a lot of community related, like Mikey Roulette or Rookie Roulette. So there is a lot of stuff going on. But I will be yeah, I wanted to stay at least for now with the first ones, and of course there is a lot of difference with what was there, right? How players played, what was banned, what was not, and what is going on today. And I want to ask you this question. So, what do you think the most, I don't know, drastic change from the first ones? Uh, in comparison to what players do now. So what do you think is biggest change?
I think that in terms of changes, I wouldn't really be able to point out like a rule or a condition or whatever, because they, little by little they change the course of roulette. But I think like the main difference that has happened after the first few tournaments is all the resources that came in. And
Mhm.
like I think if I want to point one out, I would not even say a resource, but R stats itself, because that was the thing which opened it up for players to look up other players and make strategic choices and not just pick their favorite maps. So I think that was the one that got the ball rolling in terms of like not really professionalism, but you know, uh, more preparedness, a little bit more sweat, but it started to become a much different game. And I think because of that, there were more and more guides made, because I think it's just a cause and effect. If there are reasons to practice other maps, then you need resources for that. And of course, I think the Buff Guy series and the roulette resources would be the two main points. But I think it's just a slope of like players constantly getting better and better, which I think started around RR6.
Mhm. Well, I asked this question because I think that probably the biggest change for Roulette Rivals was time that player can spend on single map, because it's still on the records page on RR stats that the longest decider was 2 hours and 2 minutes between before mentioned buff guy and Soviet Dubov. So of course you can have this right now. So now and yeah, that's why I think it's the biggest change, because now you can have like this match like this or map like this, because I want to say every map have 30 seconds. What I'm trying 30 minutes time limit. And by the way, the decider probably is 45, but you know better than this.
Uh, Deciders are unlimited, so you could technically get. Uh, just imagine, for example, a double elimination match. It's 5-5. The final map is Colorado. You could theoretically get a 2-hour decider.
Oh,
But I want to say that you're absolutely right that players have gotten so much better that I don't see anyone in this community not being able to do a spin in 2 hours or even 1 hour. So when we ran out of ties, or there were so much, like the ties were so infrequent that the timer were brought down to 45 minutes, and that of course resulted in a bit more ties, and then people got prepared and better, and there were even fewer ties. And then the change was made to 30 minutes, I think. I think maybe for 2023. So it's already 2 years now. But I don't think the timer will get any lower.
yeah, because it's well. I mean, speaking about the timer going lower, I want to say in some cases it can make sense. Like for Dartmoor, you don't really need 30 minutes, right? But I want to say in the previous RR there was nearly 30 minutes. Dartmoor. Let me actually double check myself. Between Eagle and my pick, I wanna say. So probably, well, I don't know. Probably some maps don't really need a 20 minutes time limit. But once again, if you change something, you change everything. If you're not changing something, then you don't change anything. Yeah, that was 22 minutes Dartmoor. But once again, yeah, Frank versus PK. Yeah, thank you, PG. And yeah, and I want to say in RR16 also was like near 30 minutes Dubai. And I remember it because Chris X3 played in one of them. So yeah, well, I mean, it's okay to have 30 minutes, I want to say. So that's probably viable and doable. But yeah, and also you mentioned about players getting better, and this is also true because once again, because of a lot of resources that players now have. And yeah, so with every tournament, I want to say the players are getting better, 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 and better. Speaking about uh, players getting better and better players as well, Which one of the OG players, like from the first, I don't know, like 5, 7 tournaments, did you miss the most? Like, it might be one or two or three or five players who did compete in the first ones, but now, for some reasons, probably personal ones, not playing in roulette.
Oh wow, that's a great question. So many different answers you could say to that. I don't personally know the first two console champions, EB and David Strong,
Hmm.
but what's very interesting about them is that they played the first two tournaments. Or EB won the first one and then retired, and David Strong won the second one and retired. I think it would be really cool to see more OGs play some very old champions to see how they how their knowledge evolves after a couple of years. But that was I guess just a fake answer because I really just don't know them. So of course it would be nice to have more champions, uh, but so yeah, that would be one choice. I need to think about it a bit more because I wish it's difficult because of course Chris has been there since R4 and then had a long break and returned, but then had to forfeit this tournament. So you could say that I wish Chris had played more, but he's here, he's around in the community, so
Mm.
yeah, he should just play as much as he wants. So going back to think about long time players.
Actually, there's a few suggestions from the chat. Timecube's saying about Johnny. I want to say Johnny X is the one that he is trying to say. And
Oh yeah,
Graori said about that guy that's banned on the server with the letter G, first one. You know. And PGR actually, yeah, also says Johnny and Fopper,
I
Foppr.
I do miss Super a lot, but that's even more on a personal reason. But he did have a couple of nice tournaments, like I think fourth place or something. It would be cool to see him come back. But I think Johnny is the best answer. I just couldn't think of it in the moment. He he's definitely a two-time third place finisher. The it was RWC, the first RWC and then R5. I remember we are all running deep with Yanni, and he just couldn't make it to the final. I think that he's definitely one of the best players who never made the final. But that reminds me of the other player who has had like third place finishes a lot, T-Nort.
Mm.
Um, and he also started very early, maybe the World Championship. Uh, but of course, his situation, I mean, it's always different with the family and just other IRL commitments. Would be nice to see him back. And I see PG mentioning David. That's true that David didn't play this tournament. Honestly, I didn't consider him retired because he's sometimes in, sometimes out. So hopefully him and Red Fox and Mr. Mike just play as many tournaments as they can. They would be like some OGs that I was always like to see play.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of great names. And I want to throw one in also because you already mentioned him, but still, Buff Guy. I want this guy back because he's so great. And not only as a player, as a caster, because this guy can crack a joke. So probably Buff Guy is one of them as well.
I agree. I agree for sure.
Yeah. But now he's just struggling and suffering from Tekken 8. Yeah,
Come back to the light side, Buff.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now for slightly different topic about um, what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, in the previous RR, which was RR 16, uh, there was a slightly change of format, especially in the group stage. And now from RR 16, all matches in the group stage played by Swiss system. So, since you're one of the admins, and probably you was one of them to decide which format would be quite useful in here, do you think Swiss format works better for group stage, or probably the format that is now on RRWC? Still, I want to say with just group stage and players that can advance, they automatically like eliminated and can like don't really play after like 2 or 3 matches. So probably that works better. What do you think about changing format and the Swiss stage right now?
I think it's a great experiment that we now have a third major format for Roulette Rivals tournament, so we can switch between the usual double eliminations, which to me and many others just started getting really stale after 5 years, and of course with the one exception, which is the World Championship at the end of the year with the group stage into the bracket stage. I think like it would be best if it was like a very similar system where there are some tournaments at the start of the year and then a very special World Championship at the end. So I I wouldn't touch RWC that way, and especially the group stage phase or group stage part of it rather, which is of course the guaranteed. Let's say 7 short matches with no bans and recurring picks. You can. It's a really comfortable format for any newcomers. But the fact that we could try out Swiss was a really good. It's just a good news that it was received so well, because I think it is genuinely a better experience for for players all across the board. So from the championship favorites, they don't have to play as many boring 6-0s, in 15 minutes where actually no one doubts the result. Uh, Players don't really get on the receiving end of that. Well, frankly, that there could be some stomping if you just see some, unseeded brackets. If anyone can play anyone, then some matches will not end close.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the thing with Swiss as well. But what Swiss does is just making things much more even and much more fair for the future rounds. And I want to say, like, if we could pick anyone with like basically with any position, and we could find out that the second half of the tournament was close matches. They could have won all three. They could have lost all three, which I think is. I mean, I want to say that is the feeling that you want to have in roulette. The chance of winning a map, the feeling of having a chance in a match and actually pulling it off, or even the upset. And for that, I think we do need to have Swiss in modesty, of course. Like, I know that people don't like it all the time, but I think it was a success, and I hope the survey will confirm that as well. But that could just mean that we have 3 nice different formats for next year.
Yeah, that's actually great. And speaking about RRWC, since it's World Championship, right? What do you think about idea to make a qualifying for RRWC? I know it's not good right now because we still have not that many players that we can just throw off, right? But let's imagine that we have a lot of players, like 200 of them, right? And like the first 64, let's say, or something like this, is automatically qualified for RRWC, and the rest of them is um, like playing qualifications to take their spot in the final tournament in RRWC. What do you think about that?
I would love nothing more than this game to go big and have a couple hundred active players. It would just make absolutely everything so much better, from the Roulette Rivals tournaments to the RWC. I agree the qualification system would be very exciting. You know, Roulette League, the ranked gameplay would be so much livelier. You could find an opponent at any hour. All the community events would be much bigger and much, crazier ideas would have its own designated people. I I mean, it's the one thing I would love the most. It's the one I am working on basically most of the time, to just get this out to more people. If we did indeed had, if we indeed had, you know, let's say 150 signups for RR18, uh, that would change, of course, the tournament formats. Maybe even manual admining. Like, it would just have so huge repercussions for the tournament formats.
Mhm.
Uh, that it just I think it's a huge what if scenario. But if that happens, I think it would be cool to have, whether it's a 64 player tournament or an even smaller one, an even more prestigious one. That's definitely a question there. Of course, what I would like to avoid is have a tournament where, kinda everyone can make it in except someone who was really inactive or had really unfortunate matches in RRs. So I wouldn't want to have like everyone but 10 players
Mm.
make it to the World Championship. But if as you said there was like 150, 200, then I think a 64 player tournament could make sense. I would personally make it even smaller so that it's like a huge 1 year fight to be up top.
Yeah, yeah. But let's hope that we will get that numbers in the few months, and probably the final that is about to happen here can bring some new eyes. And yeah, probably we can make it, but who knows? Who knows? And yeah, now to the slightest change of topic about Roulette League. So it's kind of like side competition apart from RR. And actually, this is the practice between the RRs for players mostly. So, can you like tell how was the idea of Rocket League was born? How you guys approach it and decided to do this? And what's the first complications of making it was?
Ooh, I think complications there were many. It started out as a big community event, if I remember correctly, like at least like 3 years ago. Uh, the goal was to have something very similar that is actually Red Divisions right now, which is groups of, well, I think not 6 but 10 players back then, and promotion and relegation and whatnot, and something to play for between RRs, and with time maybe it could be like a recurring community event. Uh, Not gonna say as big as RR, but uh, something on the same prestige, because I think it's always cool to be in some group or division or whatnot. That was actually the original idea, and I think we did 2 seasons with it. There were like a lot more admins there. I think it was there was definitely a lot of ideas clashing about what this big community event should be. Uh, but I think after it was 2 seasons, but one season was, I say it's similar to divisions, but in divisions you play 5 matches. In the original Red League, you had to play 18. So it's a
Wow.
it's a very different feeling, and I think that burnt out many people, including admins. So I don't I don't think the format returned after 2 tries. But what didn't change is that Curry made a lot of work happen for these matches to have automated scheduling and auto picks and bans. Basically, the player scheduling system that you can see in RL right now. And I don't know if there was a big gap, but I think the most important part was not to have that system wasted. And I'm not sure who brought it up, but the twist to the format was that, quote unquote, there wouldn't be multiple leagues or divisions, but this one huge one, and it would be decided by ELO and the whole ELO system that could crown a champion or whatever. Of course, we don't really count, I think, the first place players as proper champions, but technically there's something that you fight for, and the it's basically at that point the ELO system came to be, and that just shifted what Red League was and the server was about. And I think you could say that these first 2 seasons were different, and technically season 3 was already this elo based, but in reality it was just a line, and after it's all the same. We just quote unquote just these mandatory matches, ranked matches, unranked matches, and I think everything is very similar for the last 2.5 years now in Red League.
Yeah. And actually, speaking about Rocket League, tomorrow mandatory matches will be back. So guys, if you still not signed up, please do, because we need a lot of players for this. And yeah, from this one, it's going to be 4 divisions. Well, not right now, but in August when divisions will start. Before there's also was 4 divisions, but there was Division A, B, and 2 divisions C, like C1 and C2. But from this on, it's going to be 4 complete different divisions, like A, B, C, and D. So probably there will be, I want to say, a little bit more for at least C division players to to not drop down in D, and for D players is to qualify for C. So like there is a little bit more of promotion game, I want to say. So yeah, and thank you that yeah for sending the Red Lake server link. Yeah, so guys, if you're not there yet for some reason, please join, please look around, and probably we will see you in the next Red Lake divisions. So who knows? And yeah, once again, speaking about Roulette League, as I said, it's kind of good for practicing because sometimes the players that uh, ranked high or probably won the A division is shown a great play in RR because right now the winner of A division, like current one, is Mu, and Mu now playing in final of Roulette Rivals. But last time the winner of A division was Nizuka-chan, and unfortunately Nizuka did not make it to the final. I want to say he was eliminated at first or second stage of RR16, but still my argument is that yeah, Roulette League is great to practicing, and if even if you like a newcomer, right? If you not played roulette before, it's still good for you. So you can play, you can set yeah the number of mandatory matches every week. You can have like just one or up to four, I wanna say. So it's kind of cool. And what else I wanna ask about Roulette League? Uh, there's something else I want to ask about Roulette League. Oh, yeah, okay. About Roulette League. Do you think there's um, probably some chance or something else to have like a division champion to have somewhat of additional point to RRWC seeding? So like now we have only RRs that decided the seeding, right? So a number of wins and your placement in the tournament. But what if like the winner of a division or probably the winner of each division have like extra point to make a better seeding? Probably something like this. Is it make any sense for you?
I What I really enjoyed when Providence was very active is having like a rating leaderboard, or I don't even know. It's closest to I think tennis, where points fall out after 12 months, and we had something similar for Providence, and there were so many events that you could have like an event leaderboard, like each player was, and I think Fenium has won all the events, uh, so but you could have like a number one, and it wasn't just like whoever won the last tournament is the number one, or whoever has the most RBC points or ELO is the number one, but there could be like rating these different events and community events. And I think it would be cool to have it return. I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about this one because I wouldn't want to push anyone into feeling that they need to play anything other than Roulette Rivals. Because I think it would kind of imply that like you have better chances, better seedings if you play some extra matches, even if you are not really feeling or your schedule doesn't really allow it. Then it's still a benefit. Thing I wanted to say here is uh, it's tough. It would be cool to see. It would be cool to weight these events with different numbers, have RRs count differently. sorry, there was something else that I wanted to go for this topic, but I personally never explored this idea because I think it's just fair to have ours separate. But if there's interest, we can definitely calculate some stuff. But I think as things stand, RWCs should only be made out of RR scores and whatnot.
Yeah, you actually make a great argument about this. So yeah, I'm now feeling stupid about asking this, but yeah, it's a great
No,
argument
no worries.
about yeah. So the players will feel that they need to play a lot more than they can afford. So yeah, that's actually a great argument. And now, speaking about community events, there's at least how many? Four big ones I want to say that I want to also discuss with you. It's obviously Rookie Roulette. It's obviously Improve Roulette. It's obviously Wacky Roulette. And obviously Bingo. So let's discuss all of them in short, or maybe not short, who knows, time. And let's start with the first one that I mentioned. It was Rookie Roulette. So I want to say Rookie Roulette is completely like, well, at least, so it's, how I'm trying to say it. At least Veg Ruby, he was a curator at least for this one. I'm not sure if he created this or not, but at least he was a curator for this one. So, any thoughts about Rookie Roulette and what impact does it have on actual Roulette Rivals?
I really appreciate Veg doing these tournaments. I think he was the one to come up with it as well. He has hosted the first event. Ooh, I don't remember when, but it was a long time ago. I think this was Rookie Roulette 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's what I thought. It was the second edition. Um, I think it's great. Uh, it's very difficult to say. I'm not sure if I can find like the actual tournament results because I want to say who were the players who made their actual debuts in Rookie Roulette because I fear that there is not really anyone whose first tournament was Rookie Roulette. They try out Vegaboo's event, but then don't join Roulette Rivals. So I think on that front, I wish there was more to do. But I think just starting in Roulette is just really difficult and a whole lot of respect to anyone trying it. And of course, if they feel like that was the only way they want to experience Roulette, then that's also fine. I think Veg can make a very fun event, so I don't think anyone will be disappointed. But these Rookie Roulette tournaments always makes me think like, what more could we do to onboard these players better? Because actually, it comes back to this roulette guide website that was updated a couple of days ago. It's really hard for a new player to come in and ask, if they even ask what roulette is. What we can do kinda is just put the /r guide command, which is a long list of guides. And frankly, I think those just overwhelm anyone who doesn't know anything about roulette. So hopefully the new website will be a step easier that way. But I think the directed guides to players who haven't touched roulette, videos with voice acting or just a very detailed explanation, starting from the very basics, would do just so wonders for newcomers. And then maybe we could see even more rookies in these Rookie Roulette tournaments, which I honestly think are really fun. So
Yeah.
they should come back with even bigger fields.
Yeah, and actually, you said about not to remember the list of players, and is there anyone who made their debut in RR action with Rookie Roulette? And I have at least one guy. You probably heard of him. He is
It's you
like,
probably.
it's me, yes. My first RR tourney was Roulette Rookie tourney. So yeah, and that was quite an experience. I was absolutely smashed by everybody in my group, but that was quite fun, I want to say. So
I'm
yeah.
very glad you enjoyed. Uh, just, I guess, two more words about the tournament. I was, well, not drawn. I was curated to have two rookies who didn't know anything about roulette, but I was just wasn't in a space to help them out. They didn't really ask a lot about roulette. I couldn't really make up anything about roulette. I was honestly expecting to just play with Currymaker because I recruited him into the tourney and then I just got someone else. Um, but it's just difficult to be a helper, but obviously even harder to be a player. And I'm glad you were the exception to this norm and actually jumped into Roulette Rivals as well.
Yeah, and actually speaking about coaches, I want to say thank you to my coach for Rookie Roulette. It was Kay Caneta, and he told me a lot of great stuff that I'm still remember, especially a lot of them about Berlin. So yeah, thank you, Kay Caneta. Well, probably he's not watching this right now, but I hope he will get the message. So yeah, that was quite fun. And yeah, that was about Rookie Roulette. Then let's move out to Improve Roulette. So for those of you who doesn't know what it is, it's I want to say once again, I'm not sure if he created it, but at least he was curator for this one. It was curated by Meme Junkie, and it's slightly hardened and slightly different roulette, with both players still competing the spins, right? But they can go for any order because they have 4 maps and they need to complete a spin on master without loadouts, without instinct, but any percent. So it's a little bit harder than usual roulette, but it still was amazing tournament to have. So once again, any thoughts, any words, anything about improve roulette?
Yeah, I love improv. It's a very good format. It's completely made by Meme Junkie to the point where I there was like one event that Providence hosted and not him, but like he's all that these events only happen when he's available and he wants to do these. No other way around it. But uh, I enjoyed the format, both the one-day events. I'm not sure when the last one was, but in one-day events, it's just an elimination race. Like you have like 30 minutes to complete the run and then grind for in-game time, and they score points around it, or points for it. And then after a while, you are either eliminated or sometimes that rule is not in effect. But those can be fun, and the improv races are also fun. It's a nice getaway from the usual pro silent assassin and with loadout tournaments. So yeah, I can recommend.
Yeah, it was actually quite fun. And you played, I'm not sure about first one, but in the second one you played in, yeah, you played in the second one at least.
I
And
I did. I'm like fourth or fifth forever, but definitely no grand finals.
oh yeah, yeah, you did unfortunately lost to Scruffy. So yeah, that was
Oh
fun.
wow, never happened before.
First time ever, yeah. But once again, yeah, it's a great format because for me, well, once again, I'm still fresh to all this roulette stuff, yeah, so I don't like tired of this format, right? But it still was quite, you know, a little bit of fresh air, right? Because red is one thing, but improved red is completely different thing, especially in terms of how do you approach the spins and how much do you need to know about the maps, because without improve roulette, I would never guess that there is a fiber wire on Ambrose, or there's like only one scissors on Master in Hokkaido, and they carried by a surgeon. So there is a lot of stuff that you need to know to play Improved Master. So yeah, and once again, this is Master, so it's much harder than usual Roulette, which is played on Professional. So yeah, now to the next community event, which is Wacky Roulette. This time I want to say it was at least curated. I'm not sure if Crazy for Daisy was creator, but I want to say yes. And this one I'm not quite familiar with, so that's probably mostly on you to tell, at least me and everybody who also doesn't know what is Wacky Roulette. So what is the Wacky Roulette? What is going on?
Well, this will be a short segment then because I haven't played in the first one either, so don't know much about it. But it is Daisy's tournament. It is roulette with, I think the main gimmick there is that you have trading cards which you can use. Well, in the first edition, you could use it, I think, basically anywhere, like before maps, maybe during maps, or definitely between matches, with a wide range of effects from, changing the next map into dark mode to have a head start on the spin, force the opponent to have no instinct, to some definitely wackier ones like play a round of chess instead of the next spin, or if you are in the loser bracket, go back to the winner's bracket. There was a lot of crazy, unbalanced, but I mean that in a good way, like the actually wacky experience there. Uh, I don't remember who won. I don't remember how it went down. I'm very sorry. I wasn't available during that time. I couldn't even tell you if it was last summer, last fall, like definitely close to a year ago. Was not really scruffy one. Huge surprise there as well. But I think with at least these formats, you definitely have the chance to have some new winners. So maybe the second edition can have one.
And yeah, actually, with Crazy for Daisy in chat, probably there will be a Wacky Roulette sooner or later, right?
I can answer that one, yeah, because we reached out to Daisy a day or two ago. That actually it started this week, like, I don't know, chatting with PG. I don't know who brought it up, but like Wacky seemed fun, or like the concept of using cards between maps uh, is fun, or can be really cool. So why not think about some cards, and why not reach out to Daisy if something can be made as a second edition. And as things stand, it's very early, and Daisy has made some very nice feedbacks which I haven't been able to read. So unless he hates me already, then the plan is to host it in Providence in September. If everything lines up before the World Championship, there could be a return to Wacky Roulette with more cards. Yeah, longer format. I don't even know. I think it was double elimination, so I wouldn't really want to promise anything. But yeah, Tekken Becky, hopefully.
Yeah, well, at least it's talked about. At least it's kinda on starting to being happening. So at least that's great news to hear. Because yeah, it seems like this is kinda actually, cool tournament to be part of. So yeah,
I agree.
yeah. And now for the last one, which is bingo, which is also kind of like less serious tournament. And actually, for those of you who doesn't know, we gather up after semifinal, I want to say, of R17, like 11 or 12 players, and we played a little bit of bingo. And that was first bingo for me, like bingo exposure, right? And that was quite something. It was quite fun. So once again, any thoughts, any chances of bringing Bingo Hitman back in near future?
I personally don't think that Bingo as a tournament will return or should return, or with this format. Even when there was a lot of motivation about hosting tournaments and adminning matches, you just couldn't really find anyone because it's incredibly difficult to cast two players, do tiles which you don't even know, like if they have two kitchen knives or three, or if they are pacifying some with a fire poker at the other end of the map. It's definitely overwhelming to cast. It is very difficult to admin. Players can mistake tiles for other ones, and especially that in a tournament format, anything can happen, and roulette brain can happen, and bingo brain can also happen. So I don't think I would be really surprised. I know people want to bring it back, but it's just for a losers bracket round two match to have two casters, two admins, and two players. I don't think that in the current format it would work as a tournament. As friendly matches in voice chat, I think it's cool, and I'm really happy to see it return because there was a lot of work to get that happen. So uh, that's probably about bingo that I could see happen.
Yeah. And Reaper in chat says that bingo will start right after Sasso Roulette tree. I want to say mentioning the Providence Sasso Roulette, right?
No, that is Chromax's tournament. Who I think Chromax promised the third edition to return a couple times already for a couple years already, but hasn't happened. So it's like,
Oh,
when the sky is green or whatever. It's like a
oh, okay, yeah. One day it can all happen. And yeah, speaking about community events, I want to bring up one thing. It's still like in the early idea of being made or even played, but we with some Russian players, there's a lot of us suddenly here in this server, and we actually talked about idea of a community event that can be called Russian roulette, right? Uh, and once again, I want to say there is a lot of players who make it happen, like mini competition, like mini tournament. Of course, Quotility will have won this, right? It's not even point to discuss, but Quotility will win this. But anyway, we kind of leaning to make it happen, but still not really sure what to do with this. Like how it can be like it can be just basically roulette with the Russian dudes, right? Yeah, something like this. And my idea for this one, so let's say we play Russian roulette. Well, this community event, right? Me and you. And of course, I lose to you first map. Let's say it's, I don't know, Colorado. And as a loser in this map, I will spin roulette, like, like the gun. And one of them, like bullets, is going to be instant GG. So if I, let's say, like virtually shot myself, so it's game over, you won, like forward win. And with some other complication might be like change next map to my pick something, or well to yeah as in Wackerware to have a handicap, so the loser will start earlier in the spin than the winner of the previous map, or something like this. But with the main point of this, that you can be shot, so like 1 in 6 is like instant GG, so kind of like this. So maybe you have some suggest maybe you have something to share about these thoughts, any suggestions or something.
it's really fun. I hope it works out. I think like roulette being random, yeah, just add some more randomness. It never takes away from the fun, and like with the instant GG part that you mentioned, I think that can result in some very very surprising results. So yeah,
Yeah.
I hope to see that happen someday.
And PJ actually said that he remembered David had a concept for Russian roulette at some point. David Strong. Yes, this one.
Probably Red Sox.
Oh, Red Sox. Oh, so probably I can message him and ask. Probably we can collaborate or something. But yeah, once again, I don't want to stick it to just Russian players, right? So like everybody will be welcome in. And of course, with a lot of players, a lot of matches, the concept of instant GG would be a little bit better, right? Because imagine if there will be like just 8 of us, and every single match can like end it in 5 minutes, so it's not quite interesting to watch.
Yeah, that's also fair.
So yeah, but let's see if we can make it happen. Probably in the next month, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And now back to just regular, standard, boring Roulette Rivals. Today will be played the final of RR17, and it will be played between Alf and Mo. But I don't want to mention them right now because there will be a special analyst panel, I want to say, and we will talk about them a lot. But I want to ask you, who do you think, apart from these two, had a great tournament at RR17?
Oh, a lot of the players had very nice tournaments. It was a really special one, I feel like, with frankly a surprising final four mostly. I wonder how people will be tackling this because I don't think it's a surprise that any one of these four players made it to the semifinals, but we have reached a point where you may be expecting some certain names to make it there, especially Scruffy, Quatility, Dynamos, Crescent, or myself, can have whichever list, Nezuko-chan. But the fact that we have reached a place in the game where I think, I don't want to say a wrong number, but 12 or 15 players can all beat, can end in a match either way. Like, there's like, there used to be the time where Danny Buta was winning all the matches, when Scruffy was winning all the matches, and it feels like we have reached a point where it's just anyone can make it to the final, which I think hasn't happened in ages. Maybe about PG's tournament, R8 was the last time it was this open. So with this, it's really hard to say who has the has the very good tournament because all of these players who have made it to the final four are expected to, or I think are now expected to just be able to beat anyone or lose to anyone in the top 12. So I guess it is like, I think what PG says, Spot the Cat's return tourney was amazing with the 6th seed. I think he won maybe 4.5 matches in the Swiss stage.
Yeah.
There was a huge return. Honestly, it was very nice to see Pijero back in the knockout stage. Boychuk, who I think made it is a surprising top 16 because he has also come back from a break. Maybe just a one turning break, but it's been a while. It's nice to see him back. Monk was also after a long break. Mika, I think if Mika had won their last match, they would be through, not look.png, so the placement doesn't say a lot, but Mika also almost made it through. So many players, there's not even like someone who could stand out. So yeah, very excited to see World Championship this way. Like, I would have no idea which four players make it to the semifinals next time.
But yeah, actually, speaking about anyone can get to the final. But before that, yes, I want to say that you were expected to be at least in the semifinals. But as you said, you never know who can make it, right? So anyone can get there. But yeah, and
Well, if you look at the bracket predictions, I think Crescent was about to beat me anyway. So it's only the quarterfinals where people maybe thought that I could match up with Yanni, and that
oh
didn't happen. But yeah, it's fair.
yeah, but I want to say I put you over Yanini in the semifinals. Yeah, I want to say that. Oh wait, no, no, not no. Yeah, in my prediction, you made a semifinal, but you did lose to Quotility because I make a prediction that Quotility will won the whole thing, but unfortunately, he's not.
Yeah, not many predictions are going perfect, I think, with the Alf versus Mu final.
Yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, well, yeah, you mentioned a lot of players, and I agree with all of them. Like Yanini, Grower, Utility, like Monk, like Spot the Cat. They all had a decent tournament, at least, not like disaster or something like this. And I'm just thinking to myself, is there anyone else that probably I should name? Um, well, I mean, of course, Mu and Alf, they both have a great tournament so far. Like making to the final, it's first final for Alf, it's second final for Mu. It's amazing. But who else I want to mention? Hmm, probably Docker. But let me actually double check myself if I was. Yeah, because in the last tournament, he didn't make it even into the knockout stage. But this time he like get himself together and actually did qualify for KO stage. And well, I mean, he was stopped by Yanini, but that's okay. Everybody's favorite was stopped by Yanini. But there was Alf who stopped Yanini then. So yeah, I want to say also Dakar had a great tournament.
I agree. I agree. It was a nice comeback by him.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Uh, there's oh, what I'm trying to say. I lost my thought. Um, oh yeah, about probably a little bit controversial topic, but about bringing back or introducing unique kills, which is kind of like mission star kills. Most of them are, I want to say, like shooting the plane or like what else? Watch battery for genres. So, do you think that there is more kills that should be or can be added to roulette, or that amount is enough?
I think I'm afraid there is not really anything left. We have scraped the bottom of the barrel. Before R17, we looked at a lot of unique kills because I think the community vote was that most players wanted to see more unique kills, so we definitely wanted to add more unique kills, and that's why we, to be honest, Rico's hippo kill in the pond wasn't even in the poll. I think it was just added last minute so that there is one extra kill. But from Yuki Gondola to Jordan cake smothering, like there are some obvious kills or which look obvious to be added, but there's some underlying randomness to it, which of course there is some randomness in every kill or in roulette in general, but you shouldn't face a situation where your Jordan is a minute slower than your opponent's. You shouldn't face a situation where you lock down Yuki at the same place as the opponent, and for them she goes down to the gondola, and for you she goes to her suite. It's actually just really coming down to that the remaining unique kills, unless we are missing something obvious, are just not viable for competitions. I think it will be polled. I'll be curious to see if players are fine with this amount or want more or want less. But even if they want more, I I couldn't think of any that would make sense at this point. Just these 9.
Hmm. But speaking about this too, I want to say Yuki kill still can be managed. Like you can manipulate the randomness of it. It's kind of doable. But the cake kill on Jordan, it had a lot of preparation to pull it off. Because I want to say you will be spotted like immediately because there's a lot of people there. Because I'm not sure that you can do that without any preparation and still have green guns. So probably that might be one of the trickiest skill to pull off, and especially in like some trespassing disguise. Like I don't know, like uh, who is trespassing? Like in new suit, right? It might be hard to pull it off, but I might be wrong with this one.
Yeah, I think just neither of them would be really possible. The Yuki lockdown, especially because if you get a disguise which you can't get immediately, So you only get to Yuki after the 1 minute. Some hospital disguise or motorcyclist ninja, whatever. You are literally just too late to lock her down. Like it's just not gonna work out. With Jordan, at least you can wait until the crowd leaves the room. But yeah, that can have different speeds, and you don't want matches to go down to that.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking about adding a condition, I want to ask about banning condition. Do you have any like least favorite kill conditions or disguises or combinations of them that you yourself prefer to be banned and never played again?
Well, there's nothing that is reasonably should be banned and I don't like. I think probably the condition I like least is Hush, Falling Object, and Nolan Cassidy Consume Poison. But I think they have their place in the pool. They are reasonable to be there. I'm at a happy place because the bands before this tournament, I think, just killed a lot of really annoying conditions, especially the Mumbai, the Dawood Loud Live, the Vanya Impact. I think those were some, not really oversights, but some corrections that had to be made. And I don't think that's currently something that should be banned because it's too tough. Maybe there should be some that should be unbanned, but no, I wouldn't ban anything else.
And yeah, actually, about speaking, well, about what my brain is somewhere else. About banning conditions, I want to say it's still short on the F7SC website that fire is banned for a lot of targets, and this one needs some clarification from you because you're obviously much smarter guy than I am. Why? Because we have oil canister. Wasn't it going to be possible with oil canister to do well at least fire kill on I don't know Viktor Novikov?
Well, Fire Kills went through a lot of adjustments. Of course, there was no item at the beginning, and then there was the Molotov for a while, and then the Molotov was considered fire even if it's an explosion kill. There's just a lot of ways around it. But ultimately, there was a vote last year. Like, do players consider the Viktor Novikov's targets where fire should be a legal kill, which is essentially a forced large item at this point? And the answer was no, it's too much hassle, it's too much loadout restriction. Because at this point you could have, the Victor Fire and the Dahlia Sniper, and that's already forcing you to start suit. And for the same reason, we don't allow too large firearms. I agree with the decision in the end. And Moose says you could count it as a large item, but then it's an extra condition in all the spin generation. Players have to understand it. Players will always ask about whether this is possible or not. I feel like there's not enough benefit in allowing fire for these targets, which is basically a glorified breaching charge, if you want to say, except it's a large item, so it causes more harm than value.
Yeah, well now at least I understand why because it's make a lot of sense after you say it. But now I just looking at the band conditions. But now, is it the same reasoning for fire not being unbanned on Dartmoor as well?
It should be the
Because,
same reason. Yeah. Sorry, what's the question?
well, I mean, because on Dartmoor, what do you need? Like two tranks and like a medic. You can have them and smuggle oil canister, right? So probably you can still kind of kill Alexa with the fire. Or am I wrong with this one?
Oh, I get you. Like the two large items rule doesn't,
Yeah.
it cannot take effect on a one target map. But we've never, like, I think that would be just the arbitrary decision to treat targets with treat maps with one target differently than maps with multiple targets. it's just not considered. It's easier to say that if there is a natural fire, then fire is allowed. Also, not a perfect decision because I don't think the Marrakesh targets you will really see oil barrels used on, but kill is legal there. It's whatever. I think that's the closest that we can have. Like, if there's a natural opportunity, then the fire can appear, and if not, then it cannot. And no matter how many targets there are.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Now we get closer to the end because the official stream will not end but start soon. And uh, actually, while I'm still here, for those of you who doesn't know, but from this day we have an official channel on Twitch for Roulette Rivals, and I will send the link in the chat. So if you still somehow not followed, please follow this channel because yeah, all the action and especially this final is going to be translated on this one channel. So please consider following this channel. Exactly, Crazy for this. That was my reaction as well. And yeah, as I said, now we're getting closer to the end of this conversation. I want to ask you probably hard question, but I hope you will still have an answer and great answer as well, as you usually do. But what do you think is the greatest RR in the history?
The best tournament?
Yes.
Hopefully this one. This has been quite special. Uh, the first thing that came to my mind is RWC 2022, and I don't think there's an obvious best one. It's just whichever tournament players just feel attached to. I mean, I can maybe try to think of a couple, but 2022 had Donny beat Buff Guy in a very, very interesting bracket. I just remember that basically all of those matches, and I don't want to say the wrong people, but I think Punk, Mika, Buff Guy, maybe even Reaper went very, very deep in those tournaments. And basically every one of those matches were 6-4. Like, I think that's the tournament with the most 6-4s ever. So that was huge gameplay there. Was really exciting to see that one, even though Danny was just, I think, by far the best player by the end of the tournament. RR12 was a very small tournament with just like 30 players, but it was kind of interesting to see the end of the era with Fenium being eliminated early and confirming a new champion, I think, pretty early in the tournament, or like, before the final few rounds, was this eventually this up and comer Scruffy and the Wonder rookie Dainomos playing an all-timer final. I think that could be a good reason. RR8 is a very special one for the secondary conditions, and two first-time winners in Fenium and PG. I think I wanted to say spoiler alert, but I think everyone knows that PG is the R8 champ with the secondary conditions. And that was one very fun as well. I hope these Swiss events will be looked back on as good tournaments. Way too early to say. I don't think R17 will be considered as one, although the results were very interesting. There weren't too many close matches. I think the bracket has a lot of 8-0s and 8-2s. But who knows, maybe that can still age well in the community's mind. Just so many good choices. I think every tournament has some good aspects of it.
Yeah. And yeah, actually, I also have a strong argument about this one. Might be, if not the best, but at least one of them, like in the top, I don't know, like 5 or 7 on 10. And I want to say this comparison because I think I'm right with this, but RR16 had a better first round of KO stage than RR17. But RR17 had much better Swiss stage and yeah, and the last few rounds of Chaos stage, because even in the Swiss stage there is a lot of banger matches. Like each match was amazing. Even mine ones where there was like hard to watch because there was a timeout draws, and I'm still the leader with the most timeout draws on RR17. So yeah, but anyway, there's a lot of great matches. So yeah, I want to say RR17 can go in history like one of the best tournament. And once again, as you said, that anybody can go into the finals. So now we have first time finalist with Alf. And I want to say not only that, that probably his better achievement yet was nine plays. Let me, yeah, not
Yeah,
nine plays.
ninth last tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, and now he can actually win the whole thing. This is a great improvement, and this is crazy good. And Mu, who is back to the final. Last time Mu was in final in RR10, and he lost to Fenium from all of these people. So this is crazy. And we're about to see that in seven. Well, I mean, stream will start in 7 minutes, but the actual match will be played in 47 minutes. Oh wow, 47. All right. And yeah, but before that, there will be an analyst panel, as I said, with Aphrodite, Spot the Fish, or not the fish, Spot the Cat. He's still Spot the Cat. Kevin and myself. So we talk about this a little bit more, about how players get there and what is stakes, what is bans, whatever is going to be on this final match. And to close it off, I want to ask probably even harder question, but where you see Roulette Rivals moving and being in the next, let's say, like next year? Like, what Roulette Rivals and the whole community, like 47 speedrunning community, would be in just 1 year? So imagine after this podcast, we will meet each other in like at exactly the same date, but in 2026. So what do you think will change, or you hope will change, or you make it to change for this whole community?
Definitely not an easy one, glad, but I'll try to answer as well. Um, well, try to look at it objectively. We will be asking for these players' feedback after this tournament and after the World Championship and see physically that which way we want to steer this ship of Roulette Rivals or, the server itself. I think the server would be nice if, I know the question was about Roulette Rivals mostly, but the server itself is like hopefully the speedrun competitions can return because I think people do want that to happen. Like, it's called FSN SC, but there's no SC for like years now. So hopefully that can return. Hopefully, I know there's a ghost mode initiative as well for this community event in a couple of months. Hopefully that goes well, and maybe they can take on as a ghost mode tournament like in the old days. And of course, the Red Rivals with however many tournaments people want in whichever formats they want, in whichever length they want, with whichever conditions they want. But as long as the people here stay active, stay motivated, keep enjoy the community, then it can't go wrong. And I mostly hope that these great people that currently make these tournaments, but ranging from admins all the way to spectators, and I mean all of them, just stick around, and the fact that there will be things to stick around for is what I hope.
Yeah, let's see, let's see. Let's see what will happen in just 1 year. And now, is anyone in chat have a question for Mr. Fan here? We're still waiting. Because yeah, I want to say that probably I will end stream soon, or probably we can go for 3 more minutes before official stream will start. and I will rate it. But yeah, let's see if someone in the chat have any questions for InfoFun. And actually, yeah, about. Oh, okay, that's a nice one. Mo asking you to give him your top three RR players of all time.
Oh my goodness. Um, Scruffy 1, Phanium 2. I,
Hmm.
I hope I have done enough to be number 3. I don't know. But you could say Ducker, you could say Danny, you could say Yanni. I don't think there's a clear third one.
Well, I mean, nice pick actually. But now we will ask it back. Mo, what is your top three players of all time? Tell us what your top three players are. Well, actually, for me, well, once again, I'm still fresh to this. Scruffing for Han Fanium. So yeah, kind of the same like you said. But Mo actually put you over Fanium. So that's a big coming from our finalist. And yeah, for me, it was, as I was saying, I'm still fresh for this. And of course, I did not was not around to the OG's one, right? Like the Fanium. I did not see him play and etc. For me, it's like you, Scruffy, and Yanini, like the top three, with Quatility being close fourth. So that's my top four. Well, I mean top
That's,
three.
it's a bit delusional, but I really appreciate the kind
Okay,
words, Glad.
let me have my first pick. It's not like arguments or whatever. I feel like this.
All right. Everyone is entitled to it. So I'm
Yeah.
glad.
And yeah, any other questions, chat? Yeah, PG, that was the comment. Okay, yeah, PG said that he can put you in the first place if you win RRWC. So will you win it?
Mm, let's just try to win the group first and go from there. I don't have that high hopes. It's going to be a bloodbath. I think
Yeah.
we'll see how the next couple of months go, and hopefully everyone, like, yeah, genuinely there are like 12, 13 players who I wouldn't be surprised seeing in the RWC final, and that's just those who played this tournament. I think you can add Reaper and you can add Chris, who didn't even play this time. And who knows if Fenium returns tomorrow and grinds until the tournament, then he would be another one as well. You just literally cannot tell.
Yeah, and actually, um, the final for RRWC is already was leaked, and the Muffin Man said that this is going to be him against me in the final. So you better get ready for this match.
I'll be casting that one for sure.
Oh, I hope you will. I hope you will. Yeah, it seems like there's not a lot of questions, just only top three. Athenium, Hash, Reaper, Chris. So it's probably top four from Spot the Cats. Okay.
The players who could make a deep run in RWC but
Oh,
didn't play in
oh,
R17.
oh. Yeah. A Reaper one,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, Miss Hash.
Yeah, Hash, yeah, also. And yeah, I want to say Hashashan will not play because he kind of quits, but I see him sporadically on Roulette League, so probably he's still playing Roulette, but not really enjoying playing official competition. But I mean, it's okay, it's his choice to not participate, it's okay. So, with that being said, I hope there will be stream soon or late from official channel, but it's still not there. But yeah, anyway, I will end my stream at least for now. So yeah, that was a long one, but I quite enjoyed it, and thank you for joining in, for agreeing to do this, and to share a lot of great stuff, a lot of great information and knowledge. So once again, thank you for fun for this podcast.
I appreciate it, Gleb. It was great fun talking about it. And good luck in this grand final cast. I'm really excited for it, and I'm really excited for you to cast it as well.
Oh yeah, I'm also very excited to cast it as well. My second final in the row, that's the one. And the second one with the one and only cabin is going to be amazing. And I hope so. And yeah, thank you also guys and girls and everybody in the chat for joining in, for watching this. I hope you also enjoyed this special edition of PugCast, which was RR related. And so yeah, I hope the next podcast will be sooner than later, because I still did not managed to get my next guest, and my next guest is huge. I want to say that. But yeah, once again, thank you everyone, and I will see you in just few moments on this channel in Twitch. There will be, as I said, analyst panel, and then is going to be the final of RR17 between Alf and Mu. And today we will know who is the RR champion. And this is going to be the first one, first champion for whoever will win this. Oh, and the channel is live, so you can rate it. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you Ian Fan. And for that, I'm saying goodbye, but not for long because I will see you just in a few moments. So yeah, thank you everyone,
Bye.
and bye bye. Wait, not bye. Still, I need to rate you. Wait, guys. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, starting the rates. Okay, yeah, and now I can say goodbye. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.